Hey everybody, this is Oliver Joyce from Whiskeybarrel Studios, and firstly, I need to assure you of something. I have not been drinking. This red nose here and this delightful little rash on the side is the result of a special cream I have to take to basically burn off some sunspots. Yeah. So living in Australia, we have the worst sun in the world pretty much. We have just this crazy hot sun, and I have very fair skin, and I went and did a skin checkup the other day. Turns out a few sunspots and it's a basal skin cancery thing. When you hear that word, skin cancer, sounds scary. This one was basically benign. I've had it cut out, a little cut on the back of my neck. So yeah, that's why I'm looking a little worse for wear. About 2 weeks into the treatment, another week left. And then, my skin will go back to normal. But that's why my -3 charisma appearance today. And so apologies to any of you who are watching with small children who may be frightened. Anyway, yeah, honestly, the sun is no joke here. This is my first skin checkup I've ever had. And yeah, they found a few little things. Nothing to worry about, I do assure you. Everything, to be honest, pretty good result. Things that are treatable and, nothing serious. But yeah, skin cancer is a real serious thing. And so if the worst that I have to deal with is a little, something cut out of there and a bit of a red nose and a red temple for a few weeks, I can deal with that. So yeah, I wish I lived in Europe. I really wish I lived in something like Scandinavia or somewhere like that, or even Poland or somewhere where it's nice and cold and but I mean, there's a lot of beautiful things about Australia. But my friends, that is not why we're here today, and I do apologize for maybe the oversharing. But you know me, I tend to sort of be pretty honest about life and what's going on in my life, and there's no stigma around stuff like this. Go get checked up. No matter what it is, because you don't want to wait too long, because, the alternative can be much worse. Anyway, we're here to talk about Swords and Sandals Immortals, 2 minutes in. I don't have much to show you this week. That's the end of the video. No. I got to show you a little bit, the boss creator. Let's jump over to that and we'll hide my visage for a while. So here we are at the boss creator. So firstly, a little preamble. Where are we with the game? I'm actually finally at the stage now where I've got to build all the arena champions. And, there's 36 regional champions, or 35 or 36, plus another 12 grand champions. And, of course, the Starbound Gladiator, and maybe one or two other surprises. But that's going to take a while. And so I've been trying to kind of work out the best way to do this and build it as quickly and as sort of, methodically as possible. And so one of the things you do in game dev is you try to kind of improve your tools and to make things easier on yourself. And here is my boss creator. And you can see here a bunch of little panels here, very similar to the create character panel. In fact, if we go back here, you can see this is just the same as the regular character creator. Right back to there, you can change the species and everything, just how you would make a normal character. And if I was making a boss, I'd start off with all this, give him a name and everything like that, change all the parameters. But then now you can see this special panel here, which I'll come back to. We've got to put some stats in there for now before I get to the next screen. This is still a work in progress because I've actually only sat down this week to really get stuck into the boss creator. But this panel here, you can now see I can change the level of the boss, make him higher level. I can choose what items, skills, and body parts. First of all, say he's a level 10 boss, right? If we go back here, you can now see I've got 25 power orbs to spend on my character stats. And that basically says, this boss can never have more stats than his level would allow. And I could manually just put him in like so. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say, I want this boss to be strong on attack, secondary stamina, and then a little bit of charisma as well. And what that will do is it will pour most of the points into attack, then some into stamina and a little bit more into charisma, and then the rest will be sort of divvied up between the other stats. So when we press this, we'll notice that lots of attack there, and bit of stamina and a little bit of charisma there. So it sort of divides them up, and then the rest evenly. So I can basically quickly say, oh, I want this boss to be, focus on these primary, secondary, tertiary areas. And then I can, of course, tweak that and say, look, I actually wanted to really pump up more of the attack if I wanted to do that. But it just gives me a quick way to go, let's focus on these things. And I can do that again. I can go, let's focus on intellect and agility and defense if I wanted. Now you notice most of the points are in those categories. And I probably can tweak that even more just to sort of give me a little bit more fine control over things. Now I could set up skills for this character as well. And you can see here the various talent trees. I go clear the skills. The only skill right now is, of course, yield fight, which every gladiator starts with. Now, you can see here 6 different trees. Right now, you don't get access to adventure or robotics. They will come at some point in early access, of course. But for now, we were going to go with, if we wanted to give him an arcane skill, you can see all the arcane spells available to him. But he can only select skills of of his own level or lower. He's a level 10 boss, and there are no level 10 or above skills for him. But let's say you want to give him a forlorn touch. This skill level thing is a legacy thing, because I don't believe that skill level comes into play in skills. So let's just give him that. We'll also give him Firebolt, and we'll give him, from the Warfare tree, let's give him Charge. But if I was to go over here and now all of a sudden make him a level 20 boss, now notice the options for me are much higher. I can give him Lethargy or Grapple. Now today I'm actually, after this video, I'm going to add another automated things that would just say, hey, give me, the same way that with the stats thing, I want to say, give me a lot of warfare skills and a few arcane skills, that kind of thing. That way I can sort of set this up to really just give me a template for these bosses and then tweak them as I want, rather than having to go through every single thing, especially with so many. And, with the Grand Champions, I'll be tweaking them even further. Anyway, so that's the skills one. We can also set up special body parts. Now, each one of these represents a different sprite, and they're all the default ones. But if I was to go, let's give him head skull number 3. Now he's got, if I close that, he's got huge Charles' body, right? His head. If I was to give him number 4, he now has Chudie's one, but he still has our special sort of Cragite nose there. But I can sort of tweak all that, and I can reset that. And then if I gave him, I believe it might be, let's go to torso 3. Yeah. So he now has huge Charles' torso. So you notice here, this was specially colored because it has like a tattoo and everything. Same with the head. The bosses, I've made it so I can actually customize them even further in a paint program and so on. So you will see certain bosses and so on that have special scars and even red noses like me or whatever, that you won't be able to get yourself, but just to make them more unique, which is kind of cool. But let's say you had huge Charles' torso and so on. The other thing you can do with the boss creator is you can change armor set. So right now it recommends armor set 9 because he is level 20 boss. And you remember in the earlier Sword of Sandals, people would often complain, it's like that arena champion is wearing armor that's too high level for him. This says you can't do that. This basically says he can only choose armor, recommended of a certain level. Let's give him the noob armor. If I close that again, you can see that on him. He's still got. Let's reset his body back to normal. Remove the huge Charles torso. All wearing noob armor right now, and you can see now he has a shank, noob bandana, loincloth, and so on. And I've got IDs which represent what they, the IDs of these things in the database. So I know those, and I can go, let's clear the inventory now. If I could go, I wanted to give him a different helmet, 1005, add item. Why didn't that work? Oh, maybe it's too high level for him. It won't let me do it. Oh, is it 10,002? Why isn't that working? Anyway, it's supposed to work, but there's other ways of doing it via number. So what we can do is we can go, give me armor, give me a helmet. Here are the options that I have. So we'll add that. Now I have this cool Braxian helmet, which you can see here, which is kind of cool. And I could go, no, you know what? Let's update that with armor set 2. And then he just basically has that armor or armor tier 3. So it gives me another template to go, this boss, and bosses almost always wear, full armor sets and so on. And I can go start off with that. And then there's one thing I actually want to do probably today is sort of be able to select these and remove them individually. I can say, let's remove the brigand braces by going 5003, remove item, and then that will remove those. And if I wanted to get rid of the cloth cowl, little clunky, but I'm still working on it. But I got to get these tools right. So there you go. That's gone now. You can see there. It's disappeared. And same with weapons. I can go, these are the weapon categories, swords, axes, polearms, and so on. If I want to give him an axe, hand axe level 14. Right now, it's only picking axes and so on that are around about his level. I actually wouldn't mind being able to select ones that are higher and lower. You can also select a prefix and a suffix, which I don't know if that's working in the boss creator, but if I go add that hand axe, and then I give him another one, if I gave it like 105, 104, okay, no, it didn't really work, but that's supposed to give him a magic hand axe, so we'll be working on that this week, because I've just added all the magic items in the game. Same with magic, you can give him potions. Lots of potions here available. Potion of strength, let's give him 4 of those. You can also choose a level range, which you can say, I only want things that are within level range 2 of this guy's level. And that would say, if I had to maybe update that. Anyway, it's a work in progress, but we can also give them rewards. So if we wanted to go, when you defeat this guy, you get potions of strength. I can go 1013, 11013, and give him 5 of those. Add reward. That says, when you defeat this guy, you'll get 5 potions of strength. Or you could say, give them 4003, add a reward. What? Why not? Okay. So it's not working for everything, but yeah, it's just an interesting way of saying, how to sort of quickly build these things without, having to do every single thing. And of course, I can load other champions here. We've only got a few here. This Captain Seabelt is a work in progress. So he right now hasn't got anything yet. I was just started creating him. But you can see Bruce the Useless, of course, who's technically falls under the banner of Arena Champions, even though he's the first guy you fight, because he's a custom gladiator. Huge Charles, of course, you can see what he is and all his items, and you get some rewards from him. And Cutie, of course, who in this version here doesn't actually have any armor, and I'm curious about that because I haven't brought them into this new boss creator in a little while. So weirdly enough, it says he has these things, but they're not equipped. It might be because I changed the level requirements for those items, and so he can actually not wear them, which is proof that gladiators won't be able to wear higher level stuff than they're supposed to, even the computer gladiators. So I'm sure some of you guys will be happy with that. You've seen the skill creator. You can also, I can say 18 points to spend in this. I can learn all these talents, give them extra talents and so on, or I can reset them all and go learn those, learn some of those. Special talents, I could give him. These are sort of the custom ones that each different species has. That I also want to automate, and I'm going to try and do that this week, and just give that give me a survival specialist with a little bit of warfare, and then I can of course tweak it, reset those, go back, and then eventually when I press the save button, the gladiators will be saved. So I hope that was a bit of an insight into the crazy way that I build things, and that boss creator is something I built a little while ago, but I'm actually updating now to include the magic items and, just more of this sort of like, give me a template that I can then tweak. Because there are so many bosses in the game, I need to, make it as easy as possible for myself. And so I'll maybe make another video later on to show you the improved version of that. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. Patreon, while we're here. If you would like to be a Patreon, that would make my day. Always jumping the gun, Thargan. You're too early, my friend. Of course, the Patreon supporters are a wonderful help, and I salute them every video. Barty X, Brandon K, Cheese Chaos, Churstens, Daniel Funches, Davey Hollander, Ilya Gurovich, X Up Omega, Jeffro X3D, Hopeless, Eunice, Lee Hao Yu, Neighbor Jack, Noah Gudajan, Pie Punch, and I believe Michael Loader has just joined us again, although he's not in the document there. I'll add you for next one. I salute you guys. Thank you so much. And, I do a Patreon letter every week just updating you on what's going on in the game, news you get before everyone else. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to bring you more interesting sort of Patreon rewards in the future. Anyway, my friends, that's it for today. Between all the sort of long Easter holidays and the Anzac Day, which is another national public holiday we have here, and the skin treatment and everything, work has been a little bit sort of disjointed, and a bit of Elden Ring, of course. I've been playing at night, which great game. Got to tell you, great game, but it's really distracted me from Sword and Sandals and Mortals, and I need to sort of force myself back into building because we've really only got about 5 or 6 weeks until this goes into early access. So I've got to get serious and really start knuckling down and building these bosses and opening up the world for you guys. So if you're interested in the game and you haven't wishlisted it yet, please do so, and you'll be able to get notified when the game comes out. If you buy it in early access, it'll also be cheaper. For more quality content like this, you can subscribe. Oh my gosh, I'm out of practice for these videos. I'm sorry about the infrequency of them for all the reasons above, but I do hope you enjoy them and get a little bit of insight into the game and my own psyche and so on. Hey, one more cool thing. I don't know if you guys know John Stayscale from Lost Relic Games. He's been on this channel and we've done some podcasts together and, podcast equivalents. And I've been on his channel. Great game developer. But anyway, he and I are going on a big hike in about 10 days into the Megalong Valley up north. And we're going to be camping overnight. We're going to be bringing you a game dev video where we just talk life, game dev, and just, what it's like to be, an independent game developer and a dad. And we're going to have a few beers and just chat under the stars. And so we'll be bringing you that in the next month or so. So look forward to that. Anyway, my friends, until next time, when you see me next, hopefully I am a little less red. Bye for now.